Welcome back to Listen and Learn English. I'm Liam, and I'm joined by Sophia. Today we have a very special episode for our A2 and B1 learners. If you're looking to improve your listening and speaking skills naturally, you're in the right place.
Thanks, Liam. I am so excited about today's topic. We are talking about something every single English learner feels at some point: exhaustion. Specifically, what to do when you feel tired and you just want to give up.
It's a big one, Sophia. I mean, learning a language isn't a sprint, it's a marathon. And in a marathon, your legs get heavy. In English learning, your brain gets heavy.
Exactly. Have you ever felt that way, Liam? Maybe when you were learning a hobby or another skill?
Oh, absolutely. I remember trying to learn the guitar. In the beginning, it was all fun and games. But after a month, my fingers hurt, I couldn't switch between chords fast enough, and I just wanted to put the guitar in the closet and forget about it.
That is the wall. We all hit it. For our listeners out there, you might be feeling this right now. Maybe you're tired of grammar rules, or you feel like you aren't making progress. Today, Liam and I are going to talk through it. We're going to help you find that spark again.
So, Sophia, let's start with the why. Why do people feel like giving up when they are so close to being fluent?
I think it's because we focus too much on the mountaintop and not the path. When you start, you think, I want to speak like a native. But that is a long way off. When you don't reach it in a month, you feel like you're failing.
I agree. It's the plateau effect. You improve quickly at the start, and then suddenly, it feels like you're standing still. You're studying, you're listening, but you don't feel smarter.
Right. And that is exactly when the tiredness kicks in. You start thinking, is this worth it? Am I even getting better?
So, what do we say to a student who says, Liam, Sophia, I studied for 2 hours today, and I still didn't understand the movie I watched. I'm tired. I'm done.
First, I would say, take a breath. It is okay to be tired. Being tired is a sign that you are working hard. It's not a sign that you are failing. It's actually a sign of growth.
That's a great perspective. If your muscles don't ache after the gym, you probably didn't work out hard enough. If your brain doesn't feel a little tired after English practice, maybe you aren't pushing yourself.
Exactly. But there is a difference between good tired and I'm going to quit tired. When you reach that breaking point, you need to change your strategy.
Let's talk about strategies then. If I'm a B1 learner and I'm feeling frustrated, what's the first thing I should do?
I always tell students to go back to the why. Why did you start learning English in the first place? Was it to get a better job? To travel? To watch Hollywood movies?
For me, with the guitar, it was because I wanted to play songs at a campfire with my friends. When I felt like quitting, I had to imagine that campfire. I had to realize that if I quit now, that dream disappears.
Exactly. If our listeners want to move to a new country or speak to international friends, they need to keep that image in their heads. When you're tired, look at a photo of your dream destination. Remind your heart why your brain is working so hard.
That's powerful. Another thing I noticed, Sophia, is that learners often compare themselves to others. They see a YouTuber who speaks perfect English and they think, I'll never be that good.
Oh, that's a trap. Comparison is the thief of joy. You are only in a race with yourself. If you know one more word today than you knew yesterday, you are winning.
I love that. A race with yourself. So, how can we make the journey feel less like work and more like, well, life?
We need to talk about the fun factor. If you are tired of textbooks, close the textbook. English isn't just a subject in school, it's a tool for life. If you're tired, go watch a cartoon in English, or listen to a song and try to write down the lyrics.
I always suggest cooking. Find a recipe in English for something you love, maybe pasta or a cake. Follow the instructions. If the cake tastes good, your English was successful. It takes the pressure off studying and puts the focus on doing.
And it's okay to take a break, right, Liam? I think some students feel guilty if they don't study every single day.
Guilt is the enemy of motivation. If you need a day off, take it. Your brain needs time to process everything you've learned. It's like sleep. You don't grow while you're lifting weights. You grow while you're resting after the workout.
That's so true. Sometimes, after a 2-day break, you come back and suddenly a grammar point that was confusing before makes perfect sense. Your brain just needed to reset.
But the key is to come back. Don't let a 1-day break turn into a 1-month break.
Right. That's where discipline beats motivation. Motivation is the feeling you have on Monday morning when you're excited. Discipline is what makes you study on Wednesday night when you're tired and it's raining outside.
How do we build that discipline without burning out?
Small steps. We call them micro habits. Don't tell yourself, I will study for 3 hours. Tell yourself, I will listen to one 5-minute podcast while I brush my teeth.
That's much easier to handle. Even if I'm exhausted, I can manage 5 minutes. And usually, once you start, you realize it's not so bad and you keep going for 10 or 20 minutes.
Exactly. The hardest part is always starting. Once the car is moving, it's easy to keep driving.
Let's talk about the feeling of fluency. Many learners feel tired because they feel they aren't fluent yet. But Sophia, what does fluent even mean?
To me, fluency isn't about being perfect. It's about being able to communicate your thoughts. If you can order a coffee, explain a problem, or tell a friend how you feel, even with mistakes, you are using the language.
I think people wait for a magic moment where they wake up and suddenly speak like Shakespeare. But it doesn't work that way. It's a slow fade from I don't understand to I kind of understand to I've got this.
And you have to celebrate the small wins. Did you understand a joke today? That's a win. Did you find a word you were looking for without using a translator? That's a huge win.
We often ignore those wins and focus on the mistakes. We are very hard on ourselves.
We are. If a friend was learning your native language and made a mistake, would you laugh at them or think they were stupid? Of course not. You would be impressed that they are trying. Why can't we give ourselves that same kindness?
That's a great point. Self-compassion is a huge part of staying motivated. When you feel tired, say to yourself, I am doing something difficult. I am learning a whole new way to speak. It's okay to be tired. I'm proud of myself for trying.
I want to ask you something, Liam. When you feel like giving up on a project, do you have a specific mantra or a thought that keeps you going?
I do. I tell myself, the version of me 1 year from now will thank the version of me today. I think about the future Liam. Does he want to be able to play that guitar? Yes. So the present Liam has to do the work.
I love that. Future you. Future you is going to be so happy when they can walk into an interview and speak English with confidence. They will look back and say, I'm so glad I didn't quit that day in April when I was tired.
And for our listeners, remember that every expert was once a beginner. Every fluent speaker once struggled with the and he and she.
Even us. We are still learning every day. Communication is a lifelong journey.
So, if you are listening to this right now and you feel like you want to stop, don't. Just slow down. Take a rest, change your method, watch a fun movie, but don't stop. The only way to fail at English is to stop learning it.
That's right. You are doing much better than you think you are. The fact that you are even listening to this podcast in English proves that you have already come so far.
Well said, Sophia. I feel motivated just talking about this.
Me too. I hope our listeners feel that energy. You have the power to do this. One word at a time, one day at a time.
That brings us to the end of today's episode. We hope you found these phrases and stories helpful. If you enjoyed this, please give this video a like and share it with a friend who is also learning English. To make sure you never miss an episode and to keep your learning journey consistent, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications. Keep practicing, and we'll see you in the next one. Happy learning!
Happy learning, everyone. See you soon.